Hello there, welcome. Right now we are looking at the marketing automation, which is the email marketing setup. So I've been able to set up the email marketing. Right now I'm going to take you through what I've been able to do so you get to understand everything that is going on here. Okay, so this is the funnel setup for the email marketing on its own. And this is the automation which I've shared with you. And I'm also going to share this link and I'm going to share it as a template for ConvertKit. Now, there are a couple of softwares out there that you can use for your email marketing campaign, which ranges from Brevo to ConvertKit. Then you can also use ClickFunnels. You can also use HubSpot. You can use MailChimp. You can use Klaviyo, Katra, Kajabi. There's a whole lot of tools or softwares that you can use to automate your email marketing sequence. However, I'm building out this marketing automation using ConvertKit, which I will also get to share the template with you as well. So without wasting much of your time, I'll dive into this. So I'll break down what is happening on the back end here. I would also get to show you what the pages look like and then the emails as well, how I've been able to set them up and how I've been able to also design it such that if you want to replicate what I did, it will be easier for you. So first of all, I'll be diving in straight up down into the webinar opt-in on its own, like the marketing automation for the webinar, the pre-webinar series, the post-webinar series, and then the tagging and segmentation and all. So first of all, what happens is that when someone comes into this, so there's an opt-in page, which is the webinar registration page. So once someone registers into the webinar, so the system is going to automatically check if the person has the completed webinar tag. So this tag is given to people once they complete the webinar, and it is right here. So this is where they acquire the tag for someone that comes into the funnel. So now if you are coming into this funnel and then you have this tag already, then you are going to move straight out of the automation, which means you don't get to receive all of these emails. The reason why this is essential to this marketing campaign is because we don't want to keep on sending messages to people that have already gone through the webinars, or unless you want to start a totally new webinar campaign, which we can also set up and have its own separate automation running. Okay, such that when people are done with this whole one, we can move them into the other sequence or the other automation. It's possible for you to set up in ConvertKit. Okay, so once someone comes into this place, and then the system is going to check if the person has the completed webinar tag. If the person has the tag, they are exited out of this automation. But if they don't, so they are given this webinar registration tag. And this is to show that, we have someone that has registered for the webinar to attend the webinar. Then we take them through the pre-webinar series, which is a series of emails that push them towards coming to the webinar. So the pre-webinar series is going to drive them to the indoctrination page. And here we have it. We have about, we have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have the first 7 emails and they've been set up. So this is taking them to a link to the webinar page so they see what the webinar page looks like. And then from there, they are taken straight down to this. So for them to be able to watch the first day. So this is day 1 of the indoctrination page. And then here's an email that they receive for day 2 of the indoctrination page. And then we also have an email that tells them on the day of the webinar, we are going live in 15 minutes. And then we are live now, join us. So all of these are supposed to push them to attend the webinar. So going back to the flow, we have from there, they are going to attend the webinar. So once they are done attending the webinar, they are going to receive a tag that is going to set attended webinar to 1. So for every subscriber that attends the webinar, there's a +1 sign added to them. So let's say someone attends the webinar 2 times. So the person is going to have attended webinar set to 2 instead of 1. So if the person attends again, so it's going to move up to 3. And just like that, because we want to also take note of how many times a particular subscriber is attending the webinar. And then we get to follow them up and know, okay, you've attended the webinar 3 times and you've not still made any purchase. So can we know why this is so? And from there, we can get to handle their objections and then close the sale. Now, once they are done with that, the system is going to check if someone has a custom field for attending webinar to be greater than 0. They are moved to this place and they are tagged as a webinar attendee. But if they don't have that, that means that they skipped the webinar, they were not able to complete the webinar, then they're going to have a missed webinar tag. So which means that we get to re-market the webinar to them. Now, for those that attended the webinar, the system is also going to check if they have a purchased the coaching tag. So for everyone that purchases the 1v1 coaching, there's a tag that is ascribed to the person. So for everyone that has the tag, the system is going to mark them as completed the webinar, which means that they have gone through this webinar series successfully. Now, for those that don't have that tag, they are taken through the post-webinar series. Now, remember that we want to make sure that we are not marketing the the accountability coaching program to people that have already purchased. That's why this tag is here to checkmate that, to make sure that people that have purchased, they are not going to be put into this webinar series. Now, this webinar series is to push people to the sale, for them to get to book the consultation and then sign up for the accountability coaching. So once people go through this once your customers go through this particular series, the system is going to check again for people that have purchased this particular coaching program. Now, for those people that have not purchased, we are going to run them through the webinar follow-up series. And let me show you what the post-webinar series looks like. So the post-webinar series, just 2 emails that are telling them to, hey, go and watch the webinar replay. And this is gone at midnight and it's just going to deliver after 2 days. So that is what it is all about, right? And then they are moved after everything, checking if they've not still made purchase. They are moved to the webinar follow-up series, which is about, I think, a series of either 5 or 6 or 7 emails as well, that follows them through with a soft sell or hard sell as well. Using scarcity and urgency. Yeah, it's about 4 emails here. So these 4 emails are trying to get them to, hit the buy button, or rather show up for consultation, right? In this case, get them to show up for consultation. So this is everything. It has been set up this way. I also had to incorporate personalization. So there is a place where you see first name. I've included personalization. So, hey, subscriber first name, or if the person didn't add a first name, it's going to say, hey, dear. So that's what this particular personalization prompt means. Okay, so everything has been set up this way. So just to move them closer to consultation. And once they get through consultation and they get to purchase, or even if they don't get to purchase, right, they are still tagged with the completed webinar tag. This is an event. So for someone, like for instance here, once this person is tagged with a completed webinar tag, so the person jumps down to this place. They don't have to go through all of these. This is an event that says, hey, for everybody that has the completed webinar tag, move them to this place. So once they get here, we check if they have the indoctrination complete tag. Now, if they don't have this tag, that means that they didn't get to go into the funnel through this challenge bridge page or newsletter sign up, right? So they came in through this marketing automation, through the webinar opt-in page. So what that does is that it checks if they have gone through our indoctrination sequence. And if they have not gone through the indoctrination sequence, it moves them into the fitness welcome series, which is the same 5-day challenge that happens for people that go through the challenge bridge page. Okay, so once they are done going through it, it's about 14 emails in total. Then they are tagged with indoctrination sequence complete, and then they are moved into our weekly newsletter. Same thing applies for, let's say, someone that signs up through the newsletter sign up. Someone signs up on your website for your newsletter. They are moved down straight into the they are tagged with newsletter subscriber, because we want to be able to differentiate and know who this person is and how they got into our funnel. And then from there, the system is going to automatically check, okay, does this person have indoctrination complete tag? If the person doesn't have the tag, they are moved into the fitness welcome series. And then at the end of the series, they are tagged with the indoctrination complete sequence and they are moved into the weekly newsletter. Now, if they have this tag and they still went ahead to sign up for the newsletter, they are moved straight to the weekly newsletter. So looking at the third part of this marketing automation, we have the challenge bridge page, okay? And the challenge bridge page, when people get to the challenge bridge page, they are moved down straight into the welcome series. But before that happens, there's a tag. So you need to check, okay, do they have completed the 5-day challenge tag? Now, once they have this tag, they are exited out of this automation. But if they don't have this tag, they are tagged as a 5-day challenge customer, and then they are moved into the fitness welcome series. From there, once they are done, they get the indoctrination complete tag, and then get the completed 5-day challenge tag as well. So, and once they have the completed 5-day challenge tag, they are moved down to this particular event and then subscribe to our weekly newsletter. So, and the weekly newsletter is where the automation ends. So for this particular, the weekly newsletter, I would encourage you, we need to send out at least 2 emails per week or 1 email per week. It all depends on the frequency, but I think 2 emails per week starting out, and then gradually we ease it out into 1 email per week. So that is that for the marketing automation. Now, let me just show you quickly what the challenge bridge page looks like and the other pages. So for the webinar opt-in page, it looks something like this. The webinar page, the opt-in page, this is what it looks like, right? So this, there are limitations to setting this up. That's why it's just looking like this. I mean, ConvertKit doesn't really have the ability to set up a couple of other things, but with this can give you an idea of what you should be aiming to, do when you are building out the funnel. And then once they sign up into this, they are taken to a thank you page. So they are taken to a thank you page, and the thank you page has an upsell. So it says, would you like to join the queue? And then there is this, already you have access to this copy. And then it says, show me what I should do next. There's a link here. This link takes them directly straight into the sales page, right? So without even attending the webinar. So they are moved straight into the sales page. And this is for the hot leads. So there are people that are in buy mode. So once they come to this place, you want to move them ASAP into the sales page so that they can get to book a consultation with you, and then you close them through your call session. Okay, so this is why I made this available. So once they come through this, they click on this, and then they're taken directly straight into the sales page. That's why it's asking them, would you like to jump the queue? Okay, so I want to show you what the newsletter sign up looks like. So it's just a simple basic box, just something you can embed on your website. So you get to capture emails. It's nothing serious. So I'm using download your free 5-day guide. Discover the real reason why those stubborn farts don't want to let you go. So that's what I did. And I added the name, email, and then I want the guide. So it's just a basic, still something similar. It's the same 5-day challenge, but I kind of rephrased it, since this one is going to live on your website, maybe your homepage or whichever page that you want to plug it into. Now for the challenge bridge page, this is what it looks like. Now the bridge page looks like this. So I'm going to preview it so you see what it looks like. So brand new challenge, reignite your true self. And then with this, then with the image that I sent to you earlier, and then their first name, their email address, send me session number 1, and then a little bit of testimonial here. And then we have this copy that shows them everything they are going to be getting in this. Then another testimonial with a little picture of people that are working out, women that are working out. And that is it for the challenge bridge page. Now, the goal of this is to get them through the 5-day challenge, where this is what they are going to learn. So while you have no idea what you are doing, and the one thing you need to do now to see better results almost instantly, how to structure a workout plan to accommodate your busy schedules without having to reduce the quality of your fitness output, plus 5 awesome nutritional tips to meet your daily requirements. So these are just, kind of getting them curiosity-induced benefit points to get them to sign up for this. I just had a little bit of limitation working in this particular interface as well, since ConvertKit doesn't really have much, but I tried and I'm really happy with how this came out. So this is what the challenge bridge page looks like. So that is everything you need to see about this marketing automation and how I set it up, the thinking behind it, the rationale, and how I made sure that there is no duplication of process, and someone don't get to go through this particular marketing automation funnel twice. So, and I've gone ahead to create this as a template. So all I have to do is I'm going to share publicly as a template. So I'll just give you the link. It will allow you to access this particular automation, and it's a plug and play automation. All you have to do is just to turn it on live, and that will be it. That's after you set up everything on your ConvertKit account. However, if you don't want to use ConvertKit, maybe you want to build out everything on a funnel platform, maybe something like ClickFunnels or Kajabi or whichever one that you wish to use, then you can still let me know, and then we'll look at how we can work out, setting it up and all. And then for the weekly newsletter, we also need to, start compiling the weekly newsletter such that once they are done going through this indoctrination sequence, then they immediately start receiving the weekly newsletter. Okay, we don't want to give any chance for them to get cold. So once we warm up the lead, we want to keep on, sending them messaging. And another thing I would also want you to work on is your website. You need to work on your website, both your website copy and everything. Like, your website needs to be live. And then from there, we start looking at, content creation, and then look at your content strategy, because you don't want to do everything based solely on, running page traffic campaigns. Because most times people buy from you, in fact, not most times, almost all the time, people buy from you when they know you, like, and trust you. And most times, for them to know you, you need to have the social media presence. And that is one of the things, because people don't, people are skeptical about giving out their money to, strangers on the internet and all. So just for you to have that little credibility, so that's what your social presence and, building a social following does for you. All right, so that will be all. And thank you for watching.